Uncover and Elevate is the next evolution of Liberate Your People Pleaser. I'm Brenda Florida, certified life coach, and after coaching hundreds of clients, I am unapologetically clear on this. People pleasing is a symptom with a deeper cause. Being in a toxic relationship or career and feeling trapped has a deeper cause. Avoiding difficult conversations has a deeper cause. Self-sabotage, imposter syndrome, confusion, feeling insecure, all have a deeper cause. In Uncover and Elevate, we are going to look under the hood every week to uncover what the deeper causes are that shape our lives, including the ones that make breaking a pattern, even one we want to break, so hard. Then we will elevate our lives with tools designed to transform those deeper causes and deal with the symptoms. Join me each week as we uncover and elevate our lives. And now, here's this week's episode of Uncover and Elevate. Do you know what you want this holiday season? I don't know if that feels like a stupid question, a loaded question, a question that it doesn't matter because nobody cares what you want this holiday season or any other day of the year. I'm not sure how that feels to you. I'd love to know in the comments how that question even strikes you. I know that when I ask clients what they want, more often than not, it's one of two things is the response. They either don't know because they haven't given themselves enough time to know it, or they've sort of forgotten it because they're so busy doing so much, investing in so many others. You could go back and listen to last week's episode about investing in yourself to help with that. Or they know what they want, but it just seems impossible. There's too many kids to take care of, or not enough money, or too many people who need you, or you couldn't possibly change jobs, or, you know, your business is too demanding, whatever. There's all sorts of reasons not to. Well, I was so inspired recently by one of my clients, and she won't mind me sharing this because she recorded a video testimonial that you'll find on my Instagram feed, Brenda Florida Coach, about the last retreat that I held in the fall in Huntington Beach. And she came, and she's a business owner, works very hard, like most entrepreneurs, you know, that kind of constant demand a lot of times that having a business feels like, and having a job can feel the same way, you know, so it's not just for entrepreneurs where we just feel like we couldn't possibly, you know, fill in the blank, take a vacation, go out of town for a retreat just for ourselves, you know, whatever it is. So not only did she come to my retreat, but she took a couple of weeks off before the retreat to travel. She'd never left her business like that before, you know, nothing. And so, of course, there were some concerns that everything might fall apart. But, you know, nothing did. All the people who need her so much all the time somehow figured it out, right? And didn't bother her every 5 minutes and all of that. And she had the most amazing, really transformative time in this retreat. And so I wonder, or I want to suggest that even things you feel like might be impossible are actually not impossible. And if you don't know what you want, then I beg of you to start prioritizing yourself enough to start discovering what you want. And some quick tips, because you know I like to be practical, for discovering what you want. So, well, one thing you could do is go to the show notes and get the Under the Hood worksheet and think about it, work through that in regard to what you want, because when we don't know what we want, there's always something underneath that about why that is. We don't feel like we deserve it. We don't feel like we can stop doing all the things we're doing for other people, something that drives us. We need to be needed. Like one of my clients that was really struggling with this, what we really, kind of figured out was that she just had such a great need to be needed. And that's a very common thing for anybody who relates to being a people pleaser, being codependent. If you're familiar with those terms, it's a person who's just giving so much to so many other people. One of the reasons why we do that is because that feeling of being needed by somebody else gives us such a charge that we keep setting ourselves up for more things to do, more things to do, more people to take care of, more people to take care of, because we want so desperately to feel needed. And I say us because I was that way. I mean, there was a time in my life I was very much that way, and it's exhausting. So whatever there is something under the hood there, so to speak, of why you don't know what it is you want. And so being able to start to uncover that is great. Now, one of the favorite parts about the Solve It method, which if you've listened to very many podcasts, you've probably heard me talk about, one of the things I love about that process, and one of the reasons why it works so effectively, is that desire is part of it. So in the Solve It method, there are 4 components, and they're not a hierarchy or like you go from one to the next to the next. They all kind of intertwine and work together, which is why I created a digital program right now, at least for December. If you're listening to this in real time, you can go, there'll be a link in the show notes, and there's a link in my bio in Instagram. You can get that at a discounted price. Right now, it's only $97 for the holidays. But that, because it teaches this process, but I'll just today talk about the desire piece of it. And there's videos and like worksheets in there to help you kind of figure out, get reconnected to the desires that you have. So a couple fun ways to get, just kind of explore is really about, if you've lost track of what you desire, then that's about exploring. So you start noticing what things sort of light you up or excite you or catch your interest. Maybe there's a certain theme to the TV shows you like, or, this is where magazines are scrolling through Google images, and images are just really good. So anything where you can look at a lot of images, Pinterest boards or, whatever, to see, just to remind yourself what catches your attention, what's interesting to you, what's beautiful to you, what's intriguing to you, any of those things. And then just start to collect that. Like, these are colors. It can seem all very disjointed. That doesn't matter. Here's colors I like. Here's types of fashion that I like. Here are the animals I like. Here are the traveling destinations that interest me. Or here's the kind of home or interior decorating or style of furniture, or anything that is interesting to me. Like when I watch TV, I notice I'm binging mysteries, and I love to read mystery novels, and it doesn't matter what it is. They're all little seeds of you just sparking. It's almost like when we move away from our desires, it's like it's like a veil, okay? And if you only move away from them for a little bit, it's kind of a see-through piece of muslin, right? Like, that you can see through. When you move away from your desires for a long time because you're so busy doing for others, or being, just so absorbed in your work or your business or whatever it is, your kids or whatever, that you haven't been thinking about yourself, you haven't been investing in yourself, it can start to be more like a black velvet curtain. There's no seeing through it. So what you're trying to do is crack open that curtain to start to see, oh yeah, I love the beach. I love ocean animals, dolphins, whales, whatever, sea turtles. Oh yeah, I love that. I love palm trees. I love sunshine. I noticed that I love to find surfing movies to watch, like whatever it is. Those were all conveniently in a theme. That's not hard to connect. Oh, I'm desiring time at the beach, or, more things that remind me about the beach, but sometimes they'll be very disjointed. It's like, oh, I love dogs and macrame. Oh, okay. I'm not sure how those go together, but it doesn't matter, because as you collect these things, it's like it opens the door, or pulls back the curtain on that veil, so I can be consistent in my metaphors here, and it'll grow. It's like if you only ate, beanie weenies. Oh my gosh, why did I pick that? Chicken fingers and fries. Let's go there. Chicken fingers and fries, and that's all you ate for 10 years. It would take a while to taste enough different, to start tasting different foods. Like you wouldn't just like try 2 things and then go, okay, that's enough. That's enough. Now I eat 4 things. Now I also eat, fish and broccoli or something. It's like, no, it's like it opens the door. Oh, well, if broccoli's interesting and good to me, maybe asparagus will be, maybe Brussels sprouts will be. If I like fish, maybe I should try, lobster, or maybe I want to go ahead and try, something like whatever. Like let one thing lead you to another, because it is just like stimulating something that has fallen asleep. That is very much what it's like when you have lost sight of your desires, when you are looking for them again. It's like waking up something. So as we are if you're listening to this in real time in December, we're, about a week before Christmas. And so it's such an important time of the year to really think about what you want for you. Okay. Yes, we all want peace on earth, goodwill towards men. And you're probably thinking about a lot of things that your family wants. You may be planning. Was talking to somebody the other day that is, traveling long distance to their family to spend their Christmas with their family, and they don't even want to, so think about what experience you want for the holidays. How busy do you want to be? How many parties do you want to go to? How much, wrapping do you want to do? I thought this was so cool. So my oldest daughter is in I think it's a Facebook group, whatever. And it's a group set up intentionally, I think, to like trade services or sort of barter with each other. And so anyway, she found somebody who wants to wrap all her Christmas presents. So she's having this gal come over and wrap all her Christmas presents. I love that. Like, if you don't want to do that, try to find a way not to. And a lot of times we just go, oh, I can't, I have to. I can't, I have to. And when you feel that way, I would challenge you that you don't have to. Someone in the world is not doing it. And that will help me so much. You might be surprised how many times I do that to myself. When I start having this isn't going to work, it's not going to happen, I can't, I have to, like when I get there, because just because I'm your host here and certified life coach on Uncover and Elevate doesn't mean I don't ever have any limiting beliefs or negative thoughts. So when I have them, I love to kind of do this thing with myself where I'm like, well, wait a minute. Has anybody in the world ever figured this out? Has anybody figured out how to get their presents wrapped without wrapping them? Okay, somebody did. So now if they can figure it out, I can figure it out, because our limiting beliefs just make us think that we're stuck where we are. No solution for that. No, I have to go home. It'll disappoint my parents if I don't. I can't disappoint my parents and blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you, you can, and they will live, and when you invest in yourself, when you give yourself what you want, it is the most powerful, empowering gift you can give. And then you sort of get where you like it. And then you start to notice more things that interest you, more things that grab your attention, more things that you want to do. But you've got to start, and nothing is too small. So I really want you to just think about what it is you want to do this holiday season. And you may just pick one thing and be like, well, I'm not up for saying no to my family to go visit. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Pick one thing then that you want to do for yourself that will make that better or make that easier. Or, it could be something you want to do festive or completely not festive because you've had all the festive you can take, that you do before you leave, just something that you very intentionally choose for yourself. There is so much power in it that one day you may even get like me, where I do so few things. There must be something, but I can't think of it. So few things that I don't want to do. In my life, I feel like I only ever do what I want to do. Now, that doesn't mean I really love cleaning my toilets. Okay, so there's stuff that I do in a sort of maintenance realm that I don't love, whatever. But I don't do things in my life anymore out of obligation. I don't do things I don't want to do. I used to do tons of things that I didn't want to do, but I thought I had to. So I'm just here to challenge you that you actually don't have to. And if you want some help with this, I am your person. So, put something in the comments wherever you're listening to this podcast. DM me on Instagram, Brenda Florida Coach. Email me, Brenda@brendaflorida.com. That's all in the show notes. But Brenda@brendaflorida.com is pretty easy to remember. And just tell me, I don't see any way to get out. Here's what I think I have to do, and I don't see any way to get out of it. Help me. I'll help you. And a great way to figure this out and get out of it, two things I've got going right now, is this Solve It Method holiday special. So you can get the program itself for only $97. On top of that, you can go VIP and add 3 coaching sessions for only $300 more. So that's like a super great way to get yourself in, to opening these doors and figuring out what you want. My retreat, if it has not sold out yet, the link will be in the show notes, and you'll know if you click on the link whether it's sold out or not, because if the page doesn't show up, you will know it's sold out. But if it's not, then it'll show up for you. That will be huge. That's going to be in March. We're going to be in this gorgeous place, La Jolla, California, just a little bit north of downtown San Diego. Gorgeous place. 4 days of just totally indulging ourselves in luxury and good food and good drinks and coaching and taking care of ourselves and loving on ourselves and uncovering and elevating our lives. It is the Elevate Your Life retreat. So those are great, really tangible things you can do for yourself. But look for other things too. There's plenty of things you can do that you don't need to spend any money on. There's plenty of things to do in your everyday life that might seem so teeny tiny that it doesn't seem like it'll matter. So why bother? But I promise you, every small thing you do to give yourself something you want matters. They add up just like everything else. Small incremental change ends up adding up into big change. And you will feel the joy. You will feel the relief. You will feel your stress levels start to shift because you are doing something for yourself, because you are doing what you want to do. So I would love to hear from you if that feels impossible, if you can't figure out what you want, any of those things, you let me know. I am here to help you on that journey. It's one of my favorite things to be the catalyst to in someone's life. So you just let me know, and I am here to help. I will see you all in the next episode of Uncover and Elevate. Thank you for joining me for this week's episode of Uncover and Elevate. Check out the show notes for tons of great information and resources, like if you're interested in being a guest on the podcast so we can uncover and elevate an issue in your life, just complete the form in the show notes. You can follow me on Instagram at Brenda Florida Coach. You can work with me one-on-one or get additional information about one of my group or private retreats by completing the form in the show notes. And I would love it if you would share this episode on social and tag me. I'd also love for you to post a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. It makes such a big difference and will help others find the show, and I'll be incredibly grateful. This is Brenda Florida, certified life coach, and I'll see you in the next episode of Uncover and Elevate.